Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name's Shadowwraith, and today we're going to be discussing the top 5 tips for beginners. Now this can be used in your normal games or competitive play, so if you're just about to step into the competitive scene. Obviously, lately you're not going to really be able to because everything's been cancelled due to a certain little virus, but anyway, the less said about that, the better. It's covered enough in my opinion. We're going to just jump straight into it. Okay, so this is primarily for beginners, but veterans as well, because sometimes you do forget things, and just these are little reminders for you guys. Number 5, right? It seems really basic, but don't forget to shield. Along with shielding, don't forget to stab. Right, starting with shielding. If you're in a fight and you need to hold a position, or you sat an objective, or if you've got someone who's heroic combating and you've got a couple of guys with shields in on them, to make their life that little bit harder, you want to shield. Now basically shielding is you double your attacks, so usually for normal infantry it's 1 attack to 2, and and you just don't get to make strikes, because a lot of people get too eager and think, oh, I'm not going to be able to make strikes, I won't be able to hurt this thing. It doesn't matter sometimes. Sometimes you just want to hold that position, or you're protecting a hero, or you're protecting another combat, or there's loads of situations where you just don't want to lose the fight, and you don't want to lose the models that are there, and this will double your chances of winning that fight. Because they might not roll a 6. If it's a hero, most of them only have 3 attacks, and I mean, they might not always roll a 6, and you're more likely to roll a 6, especially if he's charged into like 3 of your guys. 3 orcs with shields. Shield with all of them. Why not? It might stop, I don't know, King Alisar doing his heroic combat and getting into more guys. Along with that, stabbing. Right, if you're lower fight value, you've got terrible defense anyway, or whatever, and you're against a hero or something, better fight value, better quality stock, let's say, a better quality warrior, just stab. Just go for it. If you're probably going to die anyway because they've got like burly, two-handing and higher fight, stab. You've got nothing to lose. You'll take a strength 3 hit if you lose the fight, but so what? You're probably going to die anyway. And you get to reroll 1 wound. So if you win the fight, you've got a lot more chance, well, not a lot, a better chance of killing or wounding whatever's in front of you. So that's number 5. Don't forget to shield. Don't forget to stab. Number 4. This slot goes for killing the horse. Sounds horrible, I know. I love horses. But if you've got basic infantry, or even like a minor hero, in with another hero, and you win the fight, and you've only got 2 attacks, and they've charged him with their horse or something like that, don't worry about trying to wound the hero, unless it's the leader, in which case, if you think you've got a good chance of wounding him, go for it, because you can get victory points for it. But kill the horse. Because A, it cuts their movement by a lot, almost half, down from 10 inches to 6, and they lose that extra attack and the knockdown ability. And the knockdown ability will give them double attacks to wound when they win the fight. So if you kill the horse, especially early on, you stop so much potential that hero can do. It also works for other cavalry, like if you're going against, I don't know, Rivendell Knights, and you manage to win a fight, just kill their horse. If they're high defense, if you've got like a warrior goblin in on them and you win the fight, kill their horse. Stab, and then kill their horse. Absolutely. Don't forget to go for the horses, because you can stop a lot happening if you kill the horse. Now, number 3. This is how to deal with Wallbeasts or trolls or big scary things like that. It's better if they don't have heroic combat, so things like the Balrog, where they get free heroic combat, so they're going to call it every turn anyway, because why not? But there is a way around that as well. All you want to do, if you manage to get priority, just chuck 1 sacrificial lamb into that troll. So if you are playing as Gondor, and they've got a cave troll, an Isengard troll, which is super powerful, high fight, really strong, going to kill a lot of stuff, just chuck 1 guy at it, and just make sure he's not in line to be hurled through your men, and you'll be fine. You'll be like, go ahead, kill that 1 Gondor warrior. I'm not too worried about that. So, yeah. If you do that, though, do try and keep him protected in case he tries to jump on him with something else, or like have some hero that goes in for a heroic combat. Yeah, just look out for heroes who have heroic combat, or any kind of hero, because then they'll just jump in there, go heroic combat, and the troll and the hero will shoot off after they kill your one guy, and it would have been pointless. But on that, it also works for things like Mumuks, or the Great Beast of Gorgoroth, where they get impact hits, or chariots even, anything that gets impact hits as they move or charge. Just chuck one guy in there and completely negate their movement. You're not going to get any impact hits. Perfect. That stops so much potential from them, and it will wind them up, sure, because you're paying 100 points for a troll, and he's killing a guy a turn, and yeah, that's if you get priority every turn or heroic moves and stuff like that. It's always worth it. Always worth it. That's how you deal with things like that. If you can get round to killing them, fantastic, but it probably won't win you the game. So, why bother? Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about that. If they've got heroic combat, so like the Balrog, the way I get around the Balrog is I do the same thing. I'll chuck a guy in onto the Balrog. If they pass the courage test, which would be perfect, but before they do that, I mean, you kind of want to position yourself right well. So let's just say you get one guy in. The rest of the guys, you're going to chuck maybe 1, 2, or 3, just to stop him from getting into the main bulk of the battle. So he gets a heroic combat, kills that one dude, and then he gets a heroic combat out and move where he wants. But the only options you've given him are 3 goblins, if it's Moria or Moria, for example, or 3 orcs, or 3 warriors in Minas Tirith, or something chaff, ideally. I mean, you don't want to chuck a half troll at them for 23 points, because that's too heavy of an investment. So yeah, that's how you deal with things like that. Because heroic combat, kill that one guy, and they'll charge into 2 more guys, rather than charging where they want to be, i.e. a hero or anything like that. Yeah. I mean, he has got a thrown weapon, so he could kill that guy, but that's why you got 2 more. So you box him in. He can't go anywhere. Perfect. That's number 3 out of the way. Slot number 2 goes to heroic defense. Right. A lot of the big named heroes have heroic defense, and a lot of them tend to be people's leader. And leaders are worth a lot of victory points. And a lot of people just go, oh, I'm going to strike, or I'm going to try and heroic combat, or whatever the reason. They look at all the other heroic abilities without looking at heroic defense. If you're in a position where you've got a pretty decent hero into you, with fight that could strike, and you're trapped, you're going to be trapped if you lose that fight, or you've got a troll in it that could mince you up, heroic defense. That means only natural 6s, and this is like any modifiers, ignores it all, only natural 6s will wound that hero. So you've got a mighty big Balrog on your hero, don't care, you still need 6s. Got, 3 goblins and the Balrog, or 3 orcs and Gothmog on King Elisar, heroic defense. Why not? Because you're probably going to lose your leader if you lose that fight. I mean, you might lose the fight anyway, like if you heroic defense instead of strike, but it's very situational. Don't forget you've got it. Especially if you get into something massive that could really, really, really hurt you, like Bjorn or something like that. Yeah. Because he's like fight 7 or something ridiculous, and he can do his brutal power attack where you take strength 10 hits, and each time he wounds you, he gets to roll again and keep going until you're dead. And I've used Bjorn because I play with Radagast Alliance, and I have killed Sauron with him. Just using that. Yeah, so don't forget heroic defense. Now, number 1. The number 1 thing that I see beginners forget is when it's their priority and you get to pick which combats you want to do. The very first thing you want to do is not go, oh, we'll go from left to right. No, don't do that. Don't ever do that. You want to look at traps. Have a look and think, right, if I fight there first, that elf will be trapped by my orcs. If you don't win the fight, doesn't matter. Okay? So yeah, So you can potentially get loads more strikes on him, and you're probably going to kill him if you trap him anyway, because you double all your strikes. On top of that, look at where you're trapped and see where you can relieve them. So if you've got a couple of combats close together and you go for one that's not trapped first, and you manage to kill the enemy or whatever, then you've got those models, instead of being stuck there in combat because they can't make way if they're in combat, you can then make way for the combat where your guy is strapped. So yeah, that's pretty much my top 5. Don't forget to shield, don't forget to stab, go for the horse, feed trolls or Wallbeasts, don't forget heroic defense because you have got it, and look for the traps. That's everything I've got to say. Thank you ever so much for listening. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.